Where is the best place to go on a cycling holiday? Well, this summer I want to go and ride my bike somewhere that isn't my local roads. The only problem is I can't decide for the life of me where. There's cycling meccas like Mallorca or Calpe, there's historic mountain ranges like the French Alps or the Pyrenees, or I could stay close to home and ride across Britain. I literally had no idea how I was going to choose until Rouvy piped up and said that I could ride all of these holiday destinations virtually before making my decision. So, where is the best place to cycle in the world? Well, I'm going to try and find out. In my job, I am very fortunate that I've got to go and ride in lots of very, very nice places, but that doesn't get away from the fact that a cycling holiday can cost an absolute fortune. It would also probably be rather environmentally unfriendly of me to go and try and ride in all these locations. So armed with the places that I've ridden so far, the knowledge of the road.cc team and thousands of kilometers of virtual roads thanks to Rouvy, and hopefully your help in the comments, here's the places that we think can't be missed. Now, clearly, as realistic as Rouvy is, it's not going to be able to be a complete substitute for the real deal. But with its 1,000 real routes from around the globe, I should be able to try out quite a few places and get a good idea of the terrain, the traffic, and even the road condition. So without further ado, here's where we'd recommend riding. We'll kick off with what is perhaps the most famous climb in the cycling world. We are, of course, talking about Alpe d'Huez in the French Alps. Whether you watch pro cycling or not, even non-cyclists will have heard of this Tour de France regular. During the winter months, the Alps will be under snow, so unless you'd rather ski, this one is best reserved for the summer months. In many cases, meeting your heroes can be a bit of a disappointment, but having ridden the Alpe a few times myself, I can confidently say that it doesn't disappoint. After the 21 hairpins, you're met with impressive views, the traffic isn't usually too bad, and there's a good variety of other routes in the vicinity. Despite being the most famous climb of the Tour, it is mercifully far from the hardest. The gradients are quite consistent, and at 13.8 kilometers long, it certainly is sizable, but manageable for most well-prepared riders. If you are worried about whether you'll be able to hack the climb though, then why not give it a go on Rouvy before you book? Mallorca is a fan favourite holiday destination in the cycling world, and for good reason. We think that it's particularly well suited to less experienced riders, as there's an abundance of bike shops, pre-planned holidays and routes, as well as plenty of flatter terrain on the island, meaning that there really is something for everyone. There are no fewer than 7 AR virtual routes on Rouvy in Mallorca, including the famous Sacalobra climb and the ride out to the lighthouse at Cap de Formentera. This next place is somewhere that I haven't yet been, but having ridden a few of the climbs on Rouvy and listening to the guys bang on about it in the office, Austria is definitely on my to-do list. Austria may not have a grand tour, but it definitely has enough mountains and climbs to fill one, and many of them make the Alps look like, well, molehills. Right now I am riding the absolutely savage Grossglockner Pass, and if I survive this, then I might try the high alpine road between Bruck and Verleiten? I think it's said like that. If you want big scenery, big gradients and big legs, then Austria has to be high up your list. Moving over the border to Italy, and we have what I think is the prettiest cycling terrain in the world. Your main issue with the Dolomites mountain range is going to be choosing which climbs you want to ride, as there is just so many. There's the Jau, which I'm not riding because I hate it and I bonked twice on it during the Maratona, the Falzarego, the Podoi, the Fedea, and well, just loads more. You can find all of those climbs on Rouvy and a whole lot more as part of their Pedal Italy routes, which I would recommend doing before heading out there so that you can check your gearing if nothing else. Rouvy simulates the gradients meter for meter, so it's better to realise you're overgeared in the comfort of your own house rather than blowing up your knees when you get there. If you think that the Sun and monster climbs are overrated, then the course of Paris-Roubaix would top our list. Admittedly, we do watch a lot of bike racing in our spare time here at road.cc, so it's no surprise that this pick is steeped in racing history. The Paris-Roubaix is perhaps the most famous one-day cycle race in the world, so if you're looking for a unique holiday destination or a challenge on the turbo that's just a bit different, then the Roubaix is well worth a look. Just like the real deal, this Rouvy route incorporates the numerous cobblestone sectors or pave, and I always enjoy trying to spot the places that riders have attacked in previous years. I'm currently at kilometre 3, probably where Van der Poel will attack next year. I'm currently riding on a lovely road on the Platja de Granda, which some of you might recognise from stage 7 of last year's Vuelta a España. This whole area just north of Denia and Calpe is a firm favourite of the pros, and if you want to catch a glimpse of your icons in their natural habitat, then this is probably the best place to do it. This area has also hosted more than its fair share of Vuelta stages in recent years, nearly all of which you can find on Rouvy. Gravel is all the rage right now, and so many people are looking to where they can go and kick up some dust. Our top pick would be Girona, as there's just so much choice of gravel tracks, from fire roads to incredible single track. Gravel bikes can of course be used on the road too, so whilst you're there, why not challenge yourself to take on the famous Rocacorba climb? Summer holidays of course don't have to be abroad, and we're spoilt with plenty of excellent cycling routes here in the UK. The main downside with riding in the UK is traffic. It can make or break a ride, so I've been using Rouvy to see how much traffic I can expect to see on different routes. Each route on Rouvy is recorded, so it gives you a pretty good idea if there's a lot or not a lot of traffic. For example, this route here in the Cairngorms National Park in Scotland is absolutely deserted. I might add it to my list. If you want to ride any of these routes, then you can find a link to Rouvy in the description, and let us know where you think the best cycling location is in the comments below, or any that are on your bucket list. If you enjoyed this content, then give this video a like, subscribe to the channel for lots more bike stuff, and we'll see you next time.